Joining us from Washington, Charles Krauthammer. So the big picture is what I want to talk to you about. The vetting itself, or extreme vetting, as Mr. Trump calls it, that's not a bad thing, is it?
No, but what you have to have is a policy that you vet before you loose it on the world in the most amateurish, botched way. I mean, it is utterly ridiculous. First of all, to give no guidance as to what you do with somebody holding a green card. Then you change the guidance. You should have stated from the beginning, if you have a green card, you're not going to be stopped. They were stopped. That should never have happened.
So
It's not only that they rushed it, they did it in a terrible way. In theory, of course, you want to have a strengthened vetting process. A new administration should have the chance to review procedures, but you don't announce that you're going to all of a sudden have a new process and stop everybody who's already flying, already in the air with a valid visa, and stop them when they land. What you do is you say
that was a mistake, but I think 24 hours later, that mistake was largely corrected. So we don't have that now. There are new guidelines now, right?
Right, but what I'm saying is, what about people who worked for us during the war in Afghanistan and Iraq as interpreters?
They're going to be let in. We understand that they're going to be let in.
Why wasn't that announced from the beginning?
Because it was rushed. They did it too fast.
And what's the rush? Are we getting a huge influx of Somali terrorists? Tell me, where is the issue?
Well, here's what the rush is.
In the 16 years,
in my opinion,
in the 16 years since 9/11, we haven't had a single attack where an American has been killed on American soil by anybody coming from these lands, these 7 countries. So what's the rush?
You see what's happening in Europe. You see what's happening in Europe, and that was a justification. Look, I wouldn't have rushed it. I'm just telling you that the initial mistakes seem to have been corrected within 24 hours. But the bigger picture is this. President Trump believes that his base is fine with all this, and that the people who are demonstrating at the airports, the people who hate him, no matter what he does, all right, are actually helping him build political power. Because most Americans in the middle are saying, you know what, this is an overreaction, this is kind of insane. Let Trump at least give him a chance to institute these things. Now, I agree with you, he could have done it more methodically. But I think the bigger picture is that the president believes he's building a stronger political base by fulfilling campaign promises.
I don't think that's going to succeed. Look, he was elected by 46% of the population. That's not a terrible thing. Clinton got less, Lincoln got less. But nonetheless, it's not a majority. And you want to build out from that majority. What he's doing is antagonizing not just the haters who would never support him no matter what, the Hollywood left. We're not appealing there. We're talking about ordinary folks who support the idea, for example, of the vetting process, that it should be strengthened. So you believe that this order,
see, I think I depart from you on this, but I could be wrong. So you believe that this order has alienated more people than would cheer him for it? See, I think that most Americans are saying, okay, we understand it wasn't done in the best way, but we support.
Why shouldn't you do something in the best? Why shouldn't you do something in the best way?
But nobody's perfect, Charles.
I mean, yeah, I know. But the idea that nobody can do a head count on this, but you're saying the way to govern is to antagonize people, to botch your policies.
No, I said he should have I would have announced a big Muslim outreach along with a policy on this, as I clearly stated in the talking points. So I'm not justifying it.
It should have been, look, it was very amateurish. The point is, this is not how you gain support, by botching the announcement and the implementation of a policy.
I'm not so sure about that. I think.
Well, then you're giving me a theory.
I know the Trump supporters are applauding him, and I think that the people in the middle are saying, you know, we're getting a little fed up with these demonstrations. Last word.
I think what they're saying is, you know, we are America. We do welcome refugees. We've liberated more suffering people in wars for the last 100 years than any country in history. We are proud of that. Why should we act contrary to that? For no particular reason.
That's why we need that outreach.
We are not safer today than we were a week ago, and that's the point.